What you're about to witness is something that will cause you great terror, fear, and mass hysteria. Movies, chills, fears, personal issues, a recounting of some of our favorite horror movies, and why urban suburbia is literal ass cakes. All this and more in Media Munchers Halloween Spooktacular.
Welcome to the fucking spooky hour of the RATBOY and Shining Wizard.
Welcome to the spooky cast over Frosties. Keeping it chilled, not stirred. And we are a bit shaken. We have been discussing lately and watching horror films.
I legit been wanting to do this since, like, at least I've been wanting to, like, talk about, like, horror shit since, like, March, I think.
Ooh.
Like, March or, like, April? Because, like, and this was, like, before we had, like, the fucking, like, quarantine shit happened.
Right.
So, like, we was like, oh, man, I can't wait to, like, fucking, like, we could at least, like, discuss about these kinds of things, and then all this shit happened. And it was only until, like, a week ago that we tried to, like, start, like, this shit up again.
Putting things in the works. It's been in the oven for a while. We just haven't turned the oven on.
Yeah. Like, obviously, as of now, it's not that, but just for the sake of the arguments, I guess. Like,
go ahead.
It's, like, how it is now. It's Halloween time. It's spooky time.
Right.
We're in the autumn time. Fucking the leaves are crumbling. Like, at least I'm trying to image it for us. At least we can at least, like, feel
we're in that transitional
kind of
period.
Shit.
The greens are becoming the yellows will become the orange.
Yes, like, you feel the crunches of your feet. You start feeling the little chill, and then some people start, like, just going to a piano and play the Halloween theme because they only know how to play the Halloween theme.
And only the first half, not the second half.
Only the first half.
They can't translate the chords.
Yeah, they don't know how to do the other ones. My older sister is, like, a gigantic fucking fan of Halloween. She loves all, like, the spooks and ghouls and shit. I also have, like, a pretty, like, good fondness to it. Like the way, like, it kind of, like, represents, like, how, like, it feels, like this little chill, the feeling of, like, wanting to get kind of scared, or, like, get surrounded, like, all this, like, eerie shit. I love the fuck out of that. Like that is fucking ooh candy for my fucking eyes.
It is sweets for the soul, definitely. For me, it definitely is that adrenaline rush of this is the time where everything looks different. Everyone feels that excitement of, like, yeah, it's coming along. And that carries over from childhood in a way, where it's like, all right, this is the time where everybody's going to be somebody that they like. Not everybody. You do have the kids that are like, all right, I'm going to wear something actually scary.
Yeah.
But then you have the kids that are like, I get to be fucking Wolverine this year.
It's like...
I'm going to go out there with my plastic claws.
Oh, hell yeah.
That are just plastic with a rubber band attached to it. Shit. And I'm going to get my fucking Reese's. And I'm going to come home and be happy for it.
And except for me, when I come in and say, like, hey, can I get a Reese's? They were like, you're too fucking old, Grandpa. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
I want to do what they did on regular show.
Yeah, when they just get, like, a bunch of, like, fake children.
Yes. Mordecai dresses as a dad, and he's got, like, the wires connected to, like, ghost kids. They're kids in ghost cloaks, and they each have candy bags. Yeah. I do not know how old I will get until I stop wanting to dress up for Halloween. There is always something to do.
Yeah. Like, even if you're not, like, going, like, at least, like, going out trick-or-treating or some shit, like...
Even if you go to a fucking, like, Halloween party, you
like,
still want to fucking dress up.
Yeah.
No matter, as long as there is an occasion for it, and there is, and that's the beautiful thing about this time of year, that no matter what age you are, there is always something to do.
Like even if you want to be like, yeah, it's always fun, too, because, like, at least, like, you have, like, teachers, like, even if they have, like, dress properly, you still see them, like, it's, like, zombie makeup and shit. It's like, yeah, I'm just, like... They're just playing along. Like, it's so fun. Like,
there was one year where we got a pass to dress down from uniforms.
Yeah.
Provided that we dressed up in costume. but they did not allow masks that covered your face.
Ooh.
And I was like, fuck, because I had the perfect mask for it that I actually was going to wear that year, and I said, I really want to retire these cargo pants for today and today only. So what I did was I took a pair of jeans and just cut a bunch of holes in them. I grabbed a purple sweatshirt, dubbed Local Strangler on it. And I needed something for my face. I took one of the pant legs, like the cuffs, and cut them off and put it around my head.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I saw you in that. Like,
there is a possibility.
There is a photo. I definitely don't have that shit.
Now, all this looks like, without any other pieces, is disheveled man. Disheveled man with anger issues going to class.
Homeless man?
Right. No, not homeless. I still smell great. But it definitely is disheveled man. So the way I pieced it together was the mask that I would have worn into school, I carried with me as a prop.
Ooh, like a severed head?
Yeah.
That's a smart move.
So I went with the Demon Slayer look.
All right.
One year.
That's fucking sick.
And it just goes to show, man, with the initiative and the desire and the spirit within you, the spirit to celebrate, you can make anything happen.
Exactly. Like these are like one time I came in as like a fucking I think I remember like one year in high school, like I think I don't know if you were there or whatever. Like I came in as like a fucking like some like serial killer with like a fucking foot fetish. Like I brought like a fucking severed leg. I brought like a severed leg and probably like Clara or some shit with like a fucking
I think I did.
Yeah, dude, you know it's like
that the foot fetish portion was if I remember, omitted from your costume.
I don't think that was omitted. I think they allowed that anyway.
Fuck.
And like,
oh shit.
Honestly, with fucking like with me, they were like, you know what, whatever. It's like, it was always that. It was like, I guess I can really count that shit as a blessing because like for whatever like people like try to like do some shit, like they would always get shit on. But when it's like me just like doing whatever, it's like, yeah, that's just that's fine, whatever. Like
they give you the pass, like, you know what, you got the points for creativity.
It's like,
we love you, no worries, man.
It's like, you've been on long enough, whatever.
you get the veterans privileges, just like, yeah, all right, we get it.
Cool, bye.
Well done, by the way.
Yeah.
Actual prop points for that.
Yeah.
Literal points for the props.
My fucking, I feel fucking sad. It's like I always tend to like even though I do get like excited for like stuff, I'm always fucking terrible when it comes to like trying to set like shit up, like even trying to set up costumes and shit.
Yeah,
I'm always fucking terrible at that. Like this year, I really wanted to fucking go. I really wanted to go as Wario and like have a buddy of mine like be like Waluigi, so we could just go fucking like double Wario crew, just fucking spew out some like fucking grueling Boston ass obscurities, you know.
Letting out some 90s to 2000s Nintendo-isms.
Like, oh no, Mario fucking like sucking my dick, you know. Like all this, like it's just really dumb shit. It was like,
wow, the fuck are you looking at me?
Oh, for a fucking like with a buddy, with this like buddy of mine, we in fucking Manhattan, we fucking spew like the dumbest like fucking shit out loud in Manhattan, and it's always great. It's you know, it's like, you know, like the kind of freedom, I guess, like when you people just don't exactly care enough to like they see it, but it's like, oh, you know what, for sure. Halloween
gives you that party mood where you're not really, there aren't any inhibitions, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Nobody cares too much what you're doing. You're in the spirit. I mean, don't take it to a point where it's like. And even then, who fucking cares?
I mean, I'm talking about like in general New York, because who the fucking gives a shit?
Yeah. And go to Manhattan, far away from home.
Yeah.
Have a what happens in Vegas day.
Yeah.
In Manhattan for Halloween. Get yourself a little bar out.
Like you just like spew some shit, like spew some dumb shit, like just like fucking go out loud just saying like, the time to like, oh.
I personally do not go on diatribes when I go out for Halloween.
Like, I'm just saying, like, in general, like, go fucking do that shit, like...
Get into character. You get into character. Personally, for me, my favorite way to get into character is to portray a character that doesn't speak. And just kind of rely on, like,
fucking just, just... It's always, like, the fucking body presence. Like,
exactly.
It's, like...
That relies more on the stance, body language.
Yeah.
The head tilt, you know? Where it's just, like, someone looks at you and goes, what the fuck? And... you not having anything audible for them to go off of gives off that sensation of, all right, that's actually kind of scary.
It's like kind of like just like if you could like pull up a fucking stone face like the entire time, it's like, okay,
the right mask will help you do that.
Bravo to that, dude.
What's your mask of choice? If you're going off of trying to straying from an actual character, what would be your mask of choice?
I mean, I'm probably gonna do this at least in relation to what we're gonna talk about, the Evil Dead fucking masks.
Oh, like the straight up,
like the possessed faces and that shit. I fucking love that design. Like that's a fucking awesome ass face to fucking wear.
Yeah. And it still holds up too, because you look at it now, like that is still unsettling.
It's fucking cool.
The deformed teeth.
Yeah, it's like the fucking like the. Like if I have like comics, it'd be like just like blank white eyes. Big ass like sunken in. Yeah, all sulking and shit. It's like, yes, fuck yeah. I'll fucking go with it. That's my favorite.
I MacGyvered a costume one year. That was I took one of because I always loved it. The Kruger claw.
Yeah.
I wanted to get like the legit replica one. That's more. It's more like metal. But I went with one that was actually like plastic because that was the one I could find at the time. Mm-hmm. So I went with that one hand. Yeah. And I had an old hoodie that wore big on me. Uh-huh. I had one hand in the pocket and the other hand was the Kruger claw. Uh-huh. And for the mask, I decided to go with a plain, just chrome mask, no facial features.
Okay.
And it's one way. So when you're looking out, you can see everything just fine. But looking in, you just see yourself. It's a mirror. It's a chrome mirror.
That is freaky.
So I would go with that and just kind of walk around. When I get into character, body language is important. So that's what I usually like. I like the masks that are devoid of facial features. Where it's like, what the fuck is behind that thing?
You skitter around like a dumbass penguin. It's like,
completely break the immersion and just start waddling everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
At least like speaking of Evil Dead, or at least like get into the nitty gritty of like part of the reason like we're doing this.
Yeah, we're indulging on some of the horror movies that we've watched recently.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think it's fair to start with Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spoiler for Evil Dead 2 and Cabin in the Woods. Like if you don't care, keep going. Sure.
We'll have a timestamp of sorts.
I probably won't.
We'll put the spoiler warning in the description.
Just don't watch it.
Just skip over this one.
Just go over that episode. The
inception of Ash.
The inception. Well, the re-inception of Ash. I guess like it is
the
inception of Ash. Yeah.
Most people, when they think of Ash, they think of when this movie is the prequel to Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
You got the one-armed chainsaw, sawed-off shotgun, and all the 80s quips that you can take for your fill out of the buffet line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had never seen the movie before, today.
Right.
And, I love the shit out of, the first Evil Dead. I love this, it's certain, campiness and all this shit. It has this certain, funny little quips. At least, funny little quirks within it. It's campiness that I admire the fucking hell, and it's that kind of old indie type kind of film that even though you see how they're doing these certain things, it actually makes you appreciate it even more. Just okay, I guess it's also because I look a whole lot into movie productions and shit. I fucking love how they sort the shit out in the first movie.
You definitely get a feel for the level of creativity needed.
Yeah.
To create the scenes and effects that you get. For instance, the scene where his hand begins to freak out before he actually saws it off.
Yeah.
Doing the having the scene played out where he's getting hit with all the dishes.
Yeah.
Having it play out in fast forward, so you get the feeling of like the sudden jerking movements.
Yeah, like it's like just added shit. It's just adds like so much fucking character.
Simpler methods to portray those to portray those scenes.
I thought I knew like how much like people like admire like Sam Raimi. At least like from I've seen like the Spider-Man movies, like there was like that shit, but like before like people were like, this is like big Sam Raimi shit. Like I thought I knew with like first Evil Dead. Second one just threw me to a fucking loop. Like in tenfold.
It picks up really fast.
I haven't laughed any harder. I haven't like laughed any fucking harder.
From the first 10 minutes where
not even like
the thing comes at him and hits him with the corkscrew blow, the Dudley third strike corkscrew blow where he starts to spin through the trees.
I was fucking dying. Like it was barely like 5 minutes, legit. Like. And I was like fucking losing it.
That is true. That is true. And even in that scene where like it looks ridiculous, him like going through the tree limbs, you can still follow it in a way where it was like, oh shit, like if that was me, I'm not gonna fucking.
I was like, I'm fucked, dude.
Yeah.
I can't fucking.
He's a fucking badass for that.
Yeah.
Because you do not get that. You do not get any indication of him being that resilient.
No.
From him just entering the cabin with his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. I'm a man, and you're a woman. At least last time I checked.
Yeah.
It's like the...
It's like, wait, hold on.
Yeah. It's like, you and I are here in the home. No one is around.
I am he am I.
This is where the sex happens. And I'm going to saw off my own hand.
Yeah.
And chainsaw a demon's limbs off.
Yeah. I legit can't wait to like, at least I anticipate the shit, at least like watching Army of Darkness.
Definitely watch it.
And also watching like Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Great film.
Like, fucking, like, that shit was fucking beautiful.
Highly recommend it, man.
I do. But yeah, like.
And that's where the character of Ash gets his critical fame.
Yeah, that's where he definitely like rises like that Ash like people like know and love.
Yes.
And then when it goes,
you
like,
get more of the quips. Like, he goes from being the protagonist in the horror films of Evil Dead to an action movie protagonist. Yeah. And that's where you really get to see how badass he is.
Fucking like
it's character development in one of the most interesting ways and still done beautifully. Like, and that's why I love the series.
It's kind of like it's this sort of like, I don't know why I should be saying like a shining method where like you just have like you alongside the characters are going fucking insane together because like everything is like fucking thrown at Ash in tenfold. Like the fucking scene where he just tries to sit down. It turns out like a fucking like a Warner Brothers cartoon. Like, it just turns into a straight up comedy.
He's standing in the middle of the room. All the appliances
are like
the mounted heads are laughing, and he's
and
it does still create that feeling of horror because it's like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah,
I'm
like,
stuck here.
It's like you have no choice. Yeah, like you have no choice but to fucking like go as just to join in the insanity.
It still feels kind of wacky, especially the way the actor portrays his character Ash. Yeah. It does still accurately portray like that descent into madness. Mm-hmm. We are here. We are stuck here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, legit, dude, like, just the fucking scene, like the one scene where he just like preps himself the fuck up, like starts getting the fucking hand ready, like, refueling
the chainsaw, getting it connected, hacking off the bit of the shotgun.
Yeah,
groovy.
Like we fucking exploded.
Yeah,
that was like.
That's the pop going back into the series for me.
Fuck.
The first quip.
Yeah.
Swallow this. Bang! But yes, Army of Darkness. Great movie.
I do need to see that. So fucking
we watched Evil Dead 2.
Which took place in a cabin.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what else the cabin was in?
Is it the one that resides in the woods?
The one where the trees are in the woods? Yes, actually.
The one with the Thor before Thor? The Thor?
be
I will
Thor.
take my leave.
Fuck yes.
I'll be here all week, tip the waitress.
Keep that. I'm keeping that in. Fuck yes.
The one from Bethor.
Yes.
Cabin in the Woods. We watched as well.
You know what? At least I'm also kind of glad because like I fucking hated that Thor movie.
Oh.
At least that's the best. At least that's a better way to introduce Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Okay, like I've seen this shit before. Like I've seen like last year.
I've seen it before.
Like,
Yes.
like this is just more of a rewatch. It's like just the fucking
To revisit
this shit. It's so tightly written. Like a lot of it's so like tightly written, and it's just amazingly hilarious. Like
Yeah, watching it the first time, I did not expect it to have like the levels of. I wasn't expecting it to be funny. It was supposed to, like, I went in expecting a horror movie. It is funny, and then it jumps right back into, oh, this shit is serious.
yeah,
because things start to turn on its head very quickly. Between the guys in the control room, partying along,
as a fucking
as one survivor remains, and then shit hitting the fan when they get a call and realize that the pothead is still alive. Yeah.
Spoilers, I guess.
Right. I mean, this is it. This is the spoiler cast. Yeah. I love that smoking weed made him immune
to like all the pheromones and shit. Fucking beautiful. Like,
and he nailed it.
Yeah,
he nailed it early on, and that was something that I missed from the first time watching. the part that I gleaned from the most from watching it the first time is the scene where Hemsworth tries to do the big hero stunt jump over the gap, and then he hits the
invisible wall.
He hits the paywall.
He just ate invisible shit, like fucking dead and done.
It was so abrupt, so immediate. The first time I saw it, I genuinely laughed. I'm like, no fucking way.
Just seeing this shit just happen like so abrupt. It's like, whoa. All right, cool.
I'll come with the police and helicopters and
big fucking guns.
And big fucking guns. Cue Doom music. Yeah, that did not go as planned.
Yeah. You always like tend to. It's always like those times like fucking like comedy movies like it's like even like kind of along the lines of like an Edgar Wright film, I guess. Like when you, like they throw a whole bunch of jokes like around like so quickly that like when you revisit it, like, oh, there's one you kind of missed.
Yeah,
because you're busy focused on the other stuff. I didn't know jack shit about the husband's bulge line.
As soon as you mentioned that, it was sitting in the back of my head. Walking past them, he's got a husband's bulge.
I was like, it's like, how did I miss this? What the fuck?
Yeah, was not expecting comedy the first time I watched it. It did not feel as funny watching it the second time, and that's not because it isn't funny, because the parts that do make you laugh. I got a much better understanding of the story watching it the second time around. What you learn at the very end is woven in really nicely throughout the movie, and you don't really get an idea of that until you like sit down and watch it for real.
Yeah.
All of this being a globally spread organization that sets up rituals to appease beings from a before time.
Yeah. Like run by Sigourney Weaver. As well.
Awesome choice.
It was pretty sick.
We need to feed Cthulhu. I'm going to grab Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth, a pothead, a guy who I'm sure I've seen from somewhere, but I don't recognize him.
Blondie.
Right, turned blondie.
And quote unquote virgin.
Yeah.
And she was like, really? She was like, virgin?
The Purge of Nightmares, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
every horror trope unleashed on SWAT teams and scientists and technicians all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They they fucking like bit themselves in the ass when they wrote. There was a pretty infamous line like within the script that says like there is chaos in every screen. And like there's like all the screens, there are like all the screens that show like all like the people getting killed, like all like the different monsters and shit. They were like, oh fuck, we have to make like all these like fucking shots, like all these like fucking monsters. We have to make all these like kinds of shit, and they have like a fucking super effects team like fucking work like for like months, like making all these like different like costumes, different like everything. Like so much shit was like. They had to fucking spend
special
time
effects
on,
and scenes that would be enough for one horror film
yeah.
smashed together in one giant gore party.
Like
that is that scene.
Yeah. Like that shit is like this shit really blew my mind, really, like when I first saw that movie. Like you know for sure like you have like a pretty like I guess like not to say like a good movie, I would say that, but like a good movie experience is when you have like no idea what's going on, but you're like, you know what? Let's see how this shit goes. Let's see how this shit goes. And just seeing like you just have like a bunch of college students like fucking jumping in. They were going to like have a party to getting inside like a fucking deep ritual organization.
Why the fuck would you go to this house when before you get there the gas station is decrepit and abandoned?
Yeah.
Save for one guy who has a pure tobacco chew diet.
Yeah.
That's a trope in horror movies I never fucking understood.
Yeah.
There is a point where any person would be like, all right, I'm turning back around.
I guess it was like kind of like either paying like homage to either something. I don't know. It was like either Evil Dead or like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. Or like it was like some like the older films that like
the trope of everyone goes into the cabin that's been abandoned.
That were also just a bunch of people like just like driving into some place and they're like, we need to go wherever. And they're like, you don't want to go there. That shit's spooky, dude.
That place has been unmanned.
They killed a whole lot of people, even me, and
even me, but you don't know that though. Yeah. Props to those 9-year-old Japanese kids.
Yeah, fucking just like
they beat the demon.
They beat a demon.
Like full 100%. Everyone walks away unscathed.
Yeah, that's fucking.
That was fucking awesome.
Like, all right, you know what? Good
it's like good on you.
And then
the power of teamwork, guys.
Yeah, right. It's like the evil's defeated. We have she lives. The spirit lives.
There's not a frog, a happy frog.
A froggy frog, yeah.
Inside a pot of flowers.
And
beautiful.
Then the next shot, like this old man's going, "Fuck all of
you!
Fuck you, you
fuck
little
you!
shits!
Fuck you!
I hate you!"
Jeez. So, of all the horror movies you watched, which is your favorite? And you can have multiple.
If all the movies I've seen, I think I feel like Texas Chainsaw is definitely high in the list for me.
Solid pick.
Because there's always like that kind of like shit. Like I think it was also because before I've seen like the '78 version, I've seen the 2003 version, and I hated that version because like it felt kind of generic. Like it felt like kind of a generic movie. Like it's that kind of thing. Is like you kind of like get.
Did you feel like they relied too much on you having an understanding of like Bubba already?
Those movies also it just seemed like just kind of like a cookie cutter. Like just a bunch of dumb shits. Is like just go to a cabin.
So it was one of those movies where like you're watching for the killer. Like you know who Leatherface is. We're watching to see him do what he does.
The only interesting aspect of that movie was the dude who played the sergeant in Full Metal Jacket. Like
yes,
I was like that. Like that's like a cool part about it. And I think he has like other like he's done like.
I am in a pile of shit. If you manage to grab the special edition DVD box set of the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you actually got case files for Leatherface.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
You got
I sold
pictures, dude. The special edition box set has like photos of like eyelids. Severed eyelids, teeth, the teeth, like severed teeth. I think they were actually like prosthetic teeth, of course. Oh, yeah. Definitely unsettling, especially when you're like 11 years old looking at it.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's like my first time kind of like seeing like looking into the thing. I was like I've kind of seen this kind of shit before, so I wasn't really like as like happy with it. Plus like the way it tries to like be scary is just like. It was boring. But the older one, like, however, like
the original,
it's a lot more eerie. I think that like it comes like definitely like my favorite type of horror is definitely one that just leaves you like uncomfortable more than just scared. Because if you're just scared, like that shit just like happens like immediately, and then it's just kind of like okay, fine. But like if it just like creeps you the fuck out like for like a while, like that shit sticks with you.
I feel you on that.
I love that kind of shit. I love that shit. Like this one, I love that shit in Halloween, where like you just see like Michael just kind of like standing there in one shot. You go like
my
to the character
favorite
like,
fucking thing in
the
any horror
yard.
movie.
Yeah.
Yes, where he's standing behind the tree, not behind it, but standing behind the tree.
Like they didn't make it like the way I guess like the way like they fucking cut to the shot is just like he's there.
He is there.
He is there.
You see him. He's not doing anything.
But he's there.
He's just standing there. Menacingly! Exactly. And yeah, I'll give you that. Ambiance in a horror movie to me is a very important component.
And even then with Texas Chainsaw, like the way they displayed shit like at the very beginning, how like they show like all like they got like fairly creative with making all these like creepy like art pieces made out of like skin and bones and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like okay, that really gives like an unsettling mood already. And then you have like my favorite like fucking shot in the movie is like when fucking Leatherface just drags a person to the red room, the only like red as fuck room in the movie. He just drags into it. It's like that's my favorite fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's like use of color as well as like yes. Put that shit
Everything
on.
around you suggests this is the point of no return for that character.
Yeah.
This is the dead end for that character. Yeah. There's so many ways to build that feeling of suspense, and when it comes to like the jump scare, there was a point in time I don't follow many of the later horror movies now. So I forgive me if it's not as if this is a dated perspective.
Sure.
There is a reliance on the jump scare itself, like just the jump scare, where it's just like, all right, you know what's coming, and then it's just like it's there, and it catches you, and it feels kind of cheap.
Yeah, I mean,
but when you build an ambiance for the scares, where you are in a continuous state of something's gonna fucking happen. Yeah, you begin to feel for the characters even if you don't relate to them. And every moment builds into something. Yeah. To the point where not only do you get the scare when something actually happens, there is a weird feeling of almost relief, like, oh fuck, fine, it's finally over. Like, it happened. It's like okay. It's like yeah, it's just like as at least like even if you don't really like you don't scream or like go like it's jolty. You get the jump. You still you see it as like you deserve that. You deserve that. It's like yes, and yes. Like you definitely want the roller coaster ride feel when you're watching a horror movie. Yeah. I want it should feel like Nitro and not King the Cock. It should not feel like a quickie. It should at least give me some foreplay, dude. Right. Loosen me up a bit. Yeah. Take me out to dinner first. Exactly. Take me out to dinner and show me the creepy skin and bone statues. Like, all right. Don't give me the brain in a jar yet. Yeah. Don't Temple of Doom me. All right. Yeah, don't give me the King to Ka experience of like you know what's coming and then it comes and that's it. Give me the Nitro vibe where you feel the build up to the point where you start to feel like you're regretting the decisions you've made up until this point. Yeah. Then the drop happens, you go on the thrill ride, it stops for a moment, you think it's over, drop again, and you're right back in there. Give me that. Give me that what's the word? I want that fluctuation. Yeah. When it comes to the adrenaline and the heart rate feeling that you get watching a horror movie. Yeah. It is kind of like stuff to say, at least like sort of off topic, but like I can't exactly fit into fucking roller coasters, and plus I'm too fucking chicken for like roller coasters. Oh really? So like I can't like exactly like fucking like I would like ride some roller coasters, but you have to fucking like. I have to fucking be in a mood for that shit, dude. Like you gotta get psyched up for it. I will shit my drawers, dude.
Like I'm like fucking terrified of this shit. I'm always like afraid like I just like fucking fly off into space or some shit. Like I just like fucking Final Destination 3, like that kind of shit. You know
Dude.
what I mean?
One of my favorite scenes, one of my favorite death scenes in any horror movie is the one from Final Destination 3.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's the one where they're in the gym.
Yes, that's like
That is not supposed to be funny. I will debate that it is not supposed to be funny.
I think they were trying to make it funny. Honestly.
That's what I felt. He is in the gym. They are explaining to this guy that shit is going down and people are dying, and he's completely ignoring them outright.
He's like fucking pumped up with fucking
over pumping the machine. The lunk alert would be going fucking nuts if he was at a PF.
He's gone over Chad to fucking give a shit about death.
Yeah.
And as soon as he just thrusts and screams his fucking manly
Chad,
cry.
the unfuckwittable one.
The unfuckwittable one.
Yeah.
And then fucking smash his fucking head and like...
Fuck death.
Death.
Cue the fucking...
big fucking hammers. Just like...
in the midst of his fucking Chad yell.
Yeah.
No!
Yeah,
boom!
That was like, that's fucking awesome.
It is so fucking
it's
good.
So funny.
It is so abrupt. And bonus points for them putting the shot on the swords behind them, making it feel like that was going to be how it happened. So it's the bait where it drops you like, oh shit, he's fine. And then he pumps one more time, and then it smashes them. It's like, fuck.
Like, yeah, that one's like fucking great.
That's a good one.
The stuff like that fucking like creepy ass like death and it was like in the fifth one where they just like they went to like a gym where like this girl just does like acrobatics and shit, and there's this one nail on a fucking board. That really, like, they knew what the fuck they were doing. That they really,
so
I was so like, no, I don't want to see this. Like,
when you can feel your body cringe,
even as simple as a step, even if it's like stepping on a nail, like it's not as bad as like fucking flying in the air and crunking your body in half. I don't think that crunking is the right word, but
that
like,
crinkling,
yeah, just like
it
just
kinda
splitting open, just cracking yourself open like that scene, like that like shot alone was like, okay, that's fucking uncomfortable. That's just bad. Like you need.
This is the racetrack one, right?
No,
that would be fine. That's Final Destination 5.
Like,
the one where I think it's a guy. He gets sucked down the pool drain.
Yeah, he gets sucked down the pool drain down his ass.
Yeah, that one right there. That gives you the feeling of you can feel it, and I don't like
in
that.
a way. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, not the buns, man. Not the buns.
Not the bunny buns. So they don't suck my ass with it, please. Take it to dinner first.
All right, so favorite horror movie. For me, it would have to be either the original Grudge film,
like the
original Kayako.
Okay, I thought you meant like the Grudge like just came out like from like Dimension Films or something.
No, there was a recent one that was made, I believe, last year. That one is interesting. That one shows that the curse isn't tied specifically to Kayako and her son. Mm-hmm. It's something that it's something that's like in the air surrounding it. It's an energy surrounding the house. Okay. So when you come into contact with it, that curse stays with you, and wherever you go, it goes with you. That's fun. So someone from America goes into that household, and they bring the curse with them to the States. Yeah. So it's not about Kayako in the newer one. Mm. And it shows how different people in the States are affected by it.
I mean, there was like two like movies like before that, like in
yeah, there was the second one, and then was the first one. Like there's an original one as well.
Yeah, the original, like not the.
The original one, I have an affinity for.
Okay, yeah. All right.
The way the story is told, there's something about the way it's delivered that I particularly enjoy. Yeah. So there's that, and Halloween.
I love Halloween.
Halloween movies are my favorite. Like, you go right back to, you see Michael in the distance, eyeing his target. Yeah. 4 later. You see him one day, you don't see him for the rest of the day, and the next time you see him is the last time you see him. Yeah. and I believe when it comes to horror villains, it would be Jason would be my favorite horror villain. There's something about his backstory that there's a level of I don't want to say like you feel bad for him because of what happened to him.
Sure. But
there's something about the way his character is delivered, especially when you go into the later films. It was like, all right, cool. And even though Jason X was not that cool, Jason in the space station was not that cool.
I was kind of, that does sound kind
of... Space Station Jason?
Space Station.
Yeah.
It does sound disappointing where you go so far you fucking take your character to space. Like, at least the most good thing is, at least it has, its funny moments, but, I guess, hearing that, it just sucks ass.
The Friday the 13th movie that takes place in New York, where the guy's head goes around the rim of the trash can before it falls in.
Friday the 13th,
yeah.
Muppets Go Manhattan.
Yeah.
Everyone goes to Manhattan. Fucking Jurassic Park went to Manhattan. You got lost in New York.
Friday the 13th, lost in New York. That'd be a different Trump scene, I'll tell you that much.
Oh boy.
Least favorite horror movie villain. Your least favorite.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, your least favorite horror villain.
Fuck.
What's one where you're like, that guy fucking blows?
I mean, I guess I would just go with an easy one to say the Bye Bye Man. Even though
easy pickings on that.
It is the easy pickings. I probably I haven't seen the movie. I just it was just the premise in itself was really.
I'm not a fan of the thing from the first Insidious movie.
I never seen it.
It's the one where you beat him inside your mind.
Okay.
And that thing, I'm just not a fan of it preys on you in that way, and the villain itself's just I want to see this thing fucking die. I want this thing to be exterminated. I want it to be extinguished and gone forever. So that was one of the horror movies where I am legitimately rooting for the protagonists.
Okay.
So that would be that would be my least favorite.
I would have picked Freddy, but it's if he didn't molest those kids, I would have been a Freddy sympathizer.
All right. Yeah. No. Oh, disgusting. Disgusting. That was actually going to be my example for a similar reason, that it preys on you when you're the least vulnerable, and it's you're a bitch. You have to get me when I'm vulnerable in order to get me.
Yeah.
So when they actually do beat him, there's a feeling of fuck yes, you fucking deserve it, you fucking piece of shit. Go back to whatever fucking hole you crawled out of.
It's all this shit goes on the Friday the 13th.
That's why in Freddy vs. Jason, I root for Jason.
Yeah.
Fucking decapitate that bitch. When he winks at the end of the movie when they come out of the lake, I'm so upset. I'm like, fuck you.
I mean,
fuck you, really?
They had to write, so at least for both of the fans, both series, to be you know what, I give a thumb up.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, so you have a reason for them to come back.
Yeah, for whatever thing would come up. Yeah. I never touched Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, so I don't really see much of the characters.
Well, they're a series, so
it is a whole series.
You can either marathon it or you take it in pieces.
It's a lot.
You take a week out, take one day out, watch one of the movies, one or two, come back a week or two later, watch the next one. We follow it. Mm-hmm. With Friday the 13th, there's a love for Jason's character. Mm-hmm. He's obviously not somebody you should love.
Right.
But you're I can't wait to see him come back.
I mean, I have a group of buddies who love horror films, and they love the fuck out of Jason and would want to ride his dick very hard.
I want a picture with him. I want a picture with him. We got camera phones now. The probability of getting a picture with him before you run afoul.
It's I don't even want dinner.
It's an enticing prospect. No, I'm not even talking. I'm not trying to romance the guy.
Yeah.
A picture with him is the closest thing I'm getting to an autograph. He's oh shit, guys, 40s.
It's yo, check it out, thumbs up. Yeah.
I've been not far from Camp Crystal Lake.
Really?
Yeah. From Camp Crystal Lake. There's Camp Crystal Lake is an actual thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that in New Jersey?
I think there's more than one.
Oh, okay.
I believe the one in Jersey is the one that has a statue of Voorhees deep underwater.
I saw a post about that. There's an actual fucking like statue like deep like in the water. Like that's fucking awesome.
That's one to go on the list of things you want to see and accomplish.
Like your natural wonders of the world.
Yeah. Not exactly a natural wonder, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the pop culture.
It's naturally wonderful.
Naturally, you want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, favorites would definitely be Jason and also Pinhead. I'd be remiss in not mentioning Pinhead.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're gonna delve right into it. Your fears. What's a fear that you either have or have had?
I guess like it is a one. I kind of wonder why like I put the topic in, but like because much of the fears I have now are like kind of depressing.
Oh, they're more like they're more
It's like it starts less becoming like there's like a giant spider.
Right. Which giant spiders, anything that is oversized than normal, is something that unsettles me.
I would agree. I would agree with that shit. Like my a couple of buddies, like a buddy like showed me like a bunch of the photos of, like spider crabs, like fucking like spider crabs that like just like crabs with like very long legs. They're huge as fuck. Like that shit is like fucking unsettling. I feel like the weight, like the only way you can make it like much more terrifying is if it goes fast. I feel like anything is like big creature that goes like at fucking top speed and has like little like spiky little legs. I want to be near it. I want to get out of here. I'm leaving. Bye.
If it's in the house is gone.
It's like
I'm not returning. You can have my things.
Yeah. Because before at least like when I was a kid, I used to be afraid of like everything. I used to be afraid of like a whole lot of shit. Like I that's for me as well. Like I hate. That's only like, and the more recent like I'm starting like getting like more appreciation towards like horror stuff.
Right.
Or at least like when I grew like starting like I'm in my teens and stuff. Is like I try to like dabble into horror. Like dip my fucking toe in it. But I used to be like terrified with like fucking zombies or like just anything that just comes in and just rushes to me and just fucking like bites my goddamn head. I was like
anything with fast sudden movement definitely scares me.
Fast.
If it's standing in front of you and then it's crawling up the wall like it's a jerk movement, that unsettles me. And anything that does that freaks me out at least a little bit.
It's like
even like a mouse. Like it doesn't like scare me, but like it's here and then it sprints for a moment and now it's there. It's like I'm gonna get the fuck away from me. And now.
I guess I can't let you near like any of these like little sand crabs that they're like these like tiny crabs that like they get nutrients from like sand and they're like a little ball. They're very cute, but they also zip around like in a fucking like a fucking knife because they're so tiny and they're so.
That's a little different though. When it comes to like something like that where it's like you got to that's actually kind of cute.
It's a little goofy, but yeah, I used to like terrible or even like shit like dark dark rooms
right.
Dark enclosed rooms when I was a kid.
Claustrophobia?
I guess it's sort of claustrophobia, but it's like it's also like claustrophobia in the mix of like someone's gonna be like fucking out to get me. Like, that's why like I fucking refuse to ever go to horror. Like even like today, like I still have like kind of like hesitation towards places like haunted houses.
Right.
Like
I actually went to my first haunted house last year. Haunted house experience. Yeah, it was somewhere upstate, and we got in towards the very end. So we were the last group in, so there was no one else but us going through the rooms, and the immersion was such where you were able to expect everything at every turn.
Sure.
So it was the added feeling of like I can't wait to see who's in here.
Okay.
And also like something's happening everywhere I go. That's it. There was a portion of the trip where I actually had my fingers in my ears, and I'm smiling, and I'm just like, all right, yeah. It's like, all right.
You know what? That'd just be me, but in a different context. Because like, I'll definitely I'll step my toe into that room. Yeah, it's really fun. It's fun, guys.
It's fun, guys.
Please.
You haven't stepped into the room yet.
Yeah. I barely gave my admission ticket.
When I actually used to feel more comfortable in like closed spaces, particularly when I'm like laying down. Like there's like a feeling of like comfort where it's like maybe it was just I didn't want to fall off my bed, but it was just kind of like, all right, I'm packed here. I don't feel like anything is around me. Because it's a small space. I'm familiar with what's in it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like,
so my mind can't roam and put and help make me think of something scary to go in it.
To be honest though, like I feel the exact same way. I feel the exact same way like right now. Like in a small room was like I know what goes on in every like corner, inside and out. Like I don't exactly need to fear like if some shit just happens. I don't know if it's like if it's me like starting a fear or like me starting to get uncomfortable.
Right, a fear versus a discomfort.
Or like a starting like comfortable with the idea of like suburban neighborhoods or like rural areas.
Go on.
Because like I don't know, because like I'm so used to I had like a conversation with like a buddy who used to live who lived in a very rural area. Like have to fucking like drop like 30 minutes to go get like a bottle of milk or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm so used to like the cramped like city.
Yeah, it's not even so much like a lack of space. It's that everything is closer together.
Yeah.
You definitely get a feel for how convenient it is to be in New York City as far as like getting things for yourself. When you go out and you realize that your house is a drive away from everything else.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's the part where it kind of leaves me uncomfortable. Even within like suburban, like in suburban like neighborhoods, there's this kind of thing like so this about we'll talk about that buddy. They mentioned that when they were about to like move to New York,
right?
Their parents were like there's so many like bad people like in New York. They're very like dangerous people or whatever shit. When really it's just like we just wear our personalities and like out of our fucking skin.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of fucking dudes. It's not that scary.
We're just fucks just trying to we're just like getting by. It's like it's the basic thing. Like you don't fuck with them, they don't fuck with you. That's why I always like live by. Like we don't like. I go my merry way. They do their shit. Fine.
If you don't go looking for anything, you won't find it.
Exactly. Yeah. At least for me, like I don't go fucking like looking for any whatever trouble that goes on.
And also, go ahead.
And again, like it's just like this. There are people who they wear their personalities out like in the open. Like they spur whatever the fucking shit goes on. Like it's just fucking there, and it feels like in a fucking suburban neighborhood. Maybe it's because like there's like a family that I know that like lives in was pretty much like one of the first like people like in my whole entire family that lives like in a house, like a full house.
Oh, a legitimate like house.
Like an actual house with like a picket fence and everything. And there's always this sense of like hiding what's really there. And like it's not to say like it's not exclusive to this stuff, but it's just like they were kind of prime example of like hiding away what's like really going on because you're so far away from them. Like they're like you always it's the kind of like it's like the thing that
there's a space between you and what's going on, so there whatever goes on in between you're not really you're not clued in on.
Yeah,
and anything also, could be happening.
Yeah, it's also like a sort of fakeness to it too. Like that's
fakeness.
A fakeness
in regards to
like really just trying to portray yourself as like like the happy picket fence American family.
Right, exactly.
Really was like
the American dream family.
The American dream family. It's like
I see what you're saying.
I don't like that at all.
Or where it's just like it's too perfect.
That's the thing. It's like you try to play
too.
Yeah, that's like you try to play like so perfect. Like I guess that's the stuff like kind of. It's weird because like I have like a bunch of. There's certainly some like personal shit I'm not gonna get too like into, but like. I remember like at one point I kind of envied that kind of family.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like, it's like because like I had like there's like one experience I had when I was in high school. I went to like a trip with a family in Florida, and there was just a day where there was like arguments, like it was just like a whole like tension like going on with the family, and like it just felt like so depressing, and it kind of makes it like a sort of like a Curb Your Enthusiasm moment, because like as we like go to like a bus to like go to like the hotel, in front of me there was a family like the whitest fucking family ever. You know they're completely white because they were fucking singing like Leave It to Beaver Goldfish Travels, like Flintstones, like theme songs. They were singing show tunes, and I wanted that.
like you have road trip. You have the road trip singing.
Yeah, it's like the feeling like it's like oh like they kind of got it together, but
I feel like that's an example of. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I feel like it's one of those things where it's an outsider looking in.
Yeah.
It's the grass is always greener perspective.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is for me, but I look at it and I go, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I empathize with that, where you feel your own experiences, and there are things that you wish either didn't happen or weren't aspects of your day-to-day life.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see another family or another person, and you get a feel from a distance that they aren't going through, they don't have those aspects with them.
Yeah.
There's a level of like, wow, you know, that's awesome. Like you get that feeling like I would want that.
Yeah.
that feeling for me has kind of evolved, where it's like I see that and I go, you know, I'm happy that that's what they have.
Yeah.
You get you build a respect for it, where it's like I'm glad things are that way.
Like yeah.
It turns into a count your blessings sort of thing.
Yeah. And heights. I hate heights.
Heights is a good one. Going back to claustrophobia, I've never really had claustrophobia where it's like I'm fear of enclosed spaces. When I was younger, there was a certain comfort that came from small spaces.
Sure.
Where it's like I know what's around me.
Yeah.
I don't feel uncomfortable because I know what's around me. Nothing else is coming in. Nothing foreign is coming in to make me unsettled.
Sure.
What I feel now is the opposite, where I'm not uncomfortable in closed spaces, but if I'm in a small space for too long, I feel the need to like get up and stretch and walk around. Where even if it's I'm at the house and I've been indoors for a while, I feel the need to step outside and sit out front and get a feel for the actual outside air, the outside environment, just so you can feel yourself breathe a little better.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
it's less a fear and more of like a discomfort, where it's like, all right, I should probably move now.
That's the thing that I also like definitely struggle with as well. Like I usually just like spend my day in my room. Like it's like whether it just be like either be in like calls with people or just like just sitting down and enjoying.
Finding ways to reach out.
Yeah.
Or making use of your time.
Yeah. And it's it is like a thing I also have to remind myself like to at least just step out, just at least like step out of things, because like if you're gonna keep yourself in this like one box, you're just gonna lose yourself.
That can also, I attribute that also to the current state of things,
Yeah.
Where you're encouraged to be indoors. Mm-hmm. And even as a whole, we're in a time now where advancements in technology and for like daily life, it encourages you to be able to do everything from home, from inside.
Yeah.
It does feel against the grain of nature, though. You have a whole fucking beautiful world outside. Even if you don't know exactly what to do, it feels like, all right, well, I'm here. I should be doing something.
Yeah.
That actually goes hand in hand with me wanting to like step outside every now and again. Mm-hmm. Also, where even if it's just you sit out front and take in the trees and the sky, you go, all right, well, I feel good. I can breathe better in this air.
Yeah, like it's definitely better like than kind of losing time by yourself.
I love that you said you take the time not only to reach out to people from home, but also like drawing. Taking it to which that you resonate with.
It's also a kind of drawback too, because like you still need to like be outside at times, like in order to like take shit in, or at least like help rejuvenate yourself. Because like if you literally just because I have like spent like weeks or something where it's just like I have not like stepped out the house and I try to draw and it's just end up like because all I see is a white walls around me, and the exact same things every single day, and it's really brutal. It sucks. It just fucking sucks, dude. You know. So it gives a sort of like a monotony that kind of like even like if I do like try to reach out and stuff, like how much could you really like try to make conversation if like all you do is like sit down, browse Twitter or whatever, you know?
Right.
Like. So like that even also has like its kind of drawbacks. And actually fucking
bro,
what the fuck can we do now? As like for like going back like in the Halloween. Just,
how does an adult get into the Halloween spirit? I think the key is to.
Yeah, I mean a pandemic too. That's what I meant.
Oh, especially in these times.
And,
man, it comes down to how you. I believe it starts from within. How do you enjoy Halloween as an adult? Yeah. Are you the kind of person that'll stay indoors, like, get comfy, have the foodstuffs, and you either marathon movies or you play your favorite horror games? Yeah. Or are you the kind of person that wants to get together with friends and do something outside?
Yeah.
We're in a time now where you can definitely start to go outside more now. So if you know whether you're the kind of person that wants to get a Halloween party going, and it's just a bunch of like your friends and other cool people, other people that you know, like, all right, this guy's cool, I hang out with him.
Yeah.
Whether you guys just get fucking pitted in a bunch of fucking X-Men costumes, or you stay at home, even if you're not alone, but like you spend some time indoors with some of your favorite people, and you enjoy Halloween the way you would enjoy a Halloween indoors.
Yeah.
You know, it's up to you. There's always something to do. When you have a love for the festivities,
it doesn't matter like what goes
right.
On. You'll still find a way to do it. Yeah.
The spirit, man.
I guess like
the
it's
spirit
like,
of it.
It is like the kind of spirit of it too. Like it was like 2 years ago. I joined in like a Halloween parade with my sister and her boyfriend. Like we walked down like a very like long path. It was like we were seeing like so many people like in fucking full costumes and everything. It was cool. Like it was just cool, just like seeing like everyone just going for it, like all dressed up, everyone like getting in character, like all that kind of stuff. It was,
like a wholesome experience. Everybody's together, like enjoying themselves.
Yeah, like
everybody's in costume.
Yeah. like it's like I know for sure like this shit can't happen now, but
like all right. So when it comes to like Halloween in general, recent years, it's definitely slowed down, especially in New York as a whole. In general, you have when it comes to like trick or treating. Yeah. Even in recent years, trick or treating happens way earlier in the day.
Yeah, like people. Like,
there are kids who don't go to school on Halloween just so that their parents can take them out trick-or-treating at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So that everybody's home by 4.
That's the thing, yeah.
When it used to be that you go out at like 7 or 8.
It's like 7, like late at night. Yeah.
Right,
like,
and you come back at like 10 or 11.
There's a curfew.
Exactly.
Like, it's like, it makes sense. It makes sense because it's like at first it's like oh what the fuck, like I want to go out and feel all the spooky terror shit
at nighttime,
except
prime time, nighttime, Halloween time. That's exactly how it goes.
Except I don't want to be molested or like murdered, like kidnapped and shit by some fucking raving lunatic in a Michael Myers mask. I don't know, like I guess like that part like is like makes sense to at least try to like. Because they were like I remember like one year there was like in like one Halloween there was like a whole bunch of people wearing like clown costumes. They were like shitting around like New York.
Yeah,
and we were like,
and it was going on in multiple areas actually.
A fucking dude.
That was the year I was upstate actually.
Really?
Yeah. So we were hearing about it, and we were like walking out late at night because we didn't give a shit. This is a bunch of college kids.
Yeah.
And we are like, fuck yeah, we're just gonna go out and fucking. Talk shit and get food.
Yeah.
And we're talking about like the clown guys. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. Anybody comes around me, I got my chair leg in hand. my aptly named shillelagh in hand. For any of these fucking assholes to come around us. And I'm fucking banging wrestling music from my phone in my pocket. Like, try me. I fucking dare you.
Yeah. Like,
try me! And nothing happened.
I do remember like I think I recall like at some like later on a dude in a fucking Batman costume like came like just like walked around just like beating the shit out of like people in clown costumes as well. So like sure, alright. Fucking
silver linings,
justice,
I suppose.
Justice, I guess, yeah.
Justice.
I am justice.
Justice. Just us.
Just us.
It's just us.
It's just us. Alright, like I guess like I don't know like if we like covered it or this exactly, but like what do you usually do like when like Halloween? Like,
well, alright. So
like what's your go-to like around like not even just like the day but just like the entire like just the seasons, like what do you do?
Alright, well for me, like I fuck, as an adult it feels kinda different. Like for me now, my idea of celebrating Halloween would be like go somewhere where you can go in costume and just kind of hang out. Mm-hmm. But like, it's different for me because like we don't really have any get-togethers for that. Mm-hmm. Last year I went to a haunted house with some friends. Sure. And that was pretty cool. Yeah. We had the drive upstate and then the drive back. Yeah. Just an added point too. When you are going upstate, the less presence of streetlights creates a very different feel that if you're from the city you are not familiar with, because even at nighttime the streetlights are like we're all next to each other and they're all on. Mm-hmm. When you're on the road and you're going upstate away from city life, it feels much darker. Mm-hmm. You're driving by open fields, yeah, and your brain, if you're not like careful, will start to just autofill it with shit. And you're like, fuck, I can't look over there for very long. That's
the thing that does that's the added like part when like being in a very rural area versus like being in a city, because it's always fucking bright in it's always lights going on in the city.
In Buffalo, I was on a drive with a friend, and we were driving from their house into like the main city, mm-hmm. and before you get there, it's about a half-hour drive. Yeah. And you drive through a wooded area, and we were driving through at like 7 at night, mm-hmm. and it had already been dark. Mm-hmm. He turned the headlights off.
God.
To show me how dark it really is, and I was like, fuck, turn them back on. Almost immediately. Like, I even tried to fight it externally. It's happened, like, say, yo, bro, turn the lights back on. Uh-huh. Like, you feel it in your heart immediately. Just like, turn the lights on, turn the lights on, turn the lights on.
Like, you're stuck, like, you're in a fucking black void.
Exactly. Like, and when you're from the city, that hits you way harder. Yeah. You're like, fuck. Yeah. You're not used to it. When you're indoors and the lights are out and you're going to sleep, that's different. Especially when you have like a TV on or a phone in front of your face. You have sources of light and you're familiar with the area around you. Yeah. When you're in West Bumblefuck to you.
Yeah.
and your only source of light outside in a lone road surrounded by wood, is the headlights from the car, you do not feel as comfortable. Mm. You don't feel as safe. Yeah, that's horror movie bait right there. Yeah, if anything. Shit, man. For me now, as an adult, celebrating Halloween, if it's not an indoors thing where it's like, oh, you watch your favorite horror films or play your favorite horror games and just get comfy. Yeah. It would definitely be like going out somewhere where I can chill, right? Get some friends, and just kind of like dress up and just have your fun there. I do want to get a Halloween party together.
That would be kind of neat.
Yeah. Or even just go to a place, go to a fucking bar somewhere where there's a bunch of fucking assholes dressed up and everyone's just having a good time. Yeah. And just feel that environment and just be like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. Yeah. I will show up to a bar in a Ryu costume with sneakers. and just fucking chill. Just chill.
New Balance sneakers.
Yeah, bro. New Balance, straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you appreciate the vibe more, I feel, when it comes to Halloween.
Yeah.
That being said, if my dietary tract could accept it, I'd still take candy. I'd still fucking take candy. Revisit dad costume with the little ghost kids.
Yeah.
Each with a fucking candy basket in hand.
I thought you were gonna say like revisit dad bod, where it's just like
revisit dad bod. We do not need to revisit. We are presently
like,
there.
We are full papas without kids included. Kids
right.
Included.
Get this on the audio output. Yeah, that is sharp shit.
I'm probably have to like lower the shit later, but like for me, like my Halloween tradition, I'm like a fucking child because like. I do like tend to like look into it's either like some like horror watch like some like horror movies, but like my main thing I always fucking like I always like do it like no matter fucking what I always like fucking go out like and play like the Witch's Mansion, like
beautiful
because I can blast through that fucking game like in like 3 hours, like blast through the like go through like everything, like I love that game so much, like even if I don't know, it's like a fucking like a not a knee jar. It's just like Pavlov. I don't know. It's just like I make it such a tradition to like just get into like the little like funny little horror stuff. And, like
visit Egad and his estate.
Yeah, just visit like this nice cartoony horror. I do that, and I watch like a shit ton of like Halloween specials, be like from like Billy and Mandy, Anna and Eddie, like all like the older stuff. And Angry Video Game Nerd, if you're like familiar with that, I watched the fuck out of those episodes. Just like him, just like fucking throwing a bag of shit out of Michael Myers. It's like, yes, Halloween. That's my Halloween.
Watch the Grumps rag on the Friday the 13th SNES game.
Yeah, it's like that shit too. Like I think I have like a fucking playlist that just like contains like just like videos of stuff that's like Halloween based, and I just go to it immediately. Like that's like my fucking thing. And I also like play some like spooky music. There's this one like fucking horror, like it's sort of like I guess it's like a horror album, I guess. It's called it's from this like sort of like noise rap group called Clipping. It's an album that's called There Existed an Addiction to Blood. And they go fucking like they go into like horror territory, and it's fucking awesome. I really fucking love this stuff.
I gotta give that a listen.
I'll link you like those things, and I'll probably like link it to like a description, because like that shit needs to be listened. Like that, like I admire the fuck out of those people.
Are you familiar with Hudson Mohawk?
No.
All right. So on the subject of where it's just like a sound played into. Well, this is a little less spooky, so it is a deviation.
Sure.
Hudson Mohawk has a song on their album Satin Panthers called Seabat.
Okay.
And it is a song composed entirely of door sounds.
All right.
Yeah. Door sounds, and I believe a doorbell. But not like a ding-dong doorbell, or like a buzzing doorbell.
The Does it go like a fucking like Revolution 9 from like the Beatles? Like they just like you just hear the dude says like number 9 like 27 times.
it's more it's more like a chill hop kind of thing, but the vibe you get from it is fucking awesome. It is wake up from a stupor kind of music.
Okay.
And it's a thing of beauty. It is quite literally just door sounds.
Okay.
And it's fucking awesome.
I'm with that shit.
I will look it up for you shortly.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna call you out right now.
Oh fuck.
Because after the Marvel episode, you did not show me Guardians of the Galaxy.
We did not watch Guardians of the Galaxy. We will watch Guardians.
Instead, we fucking watched fucking Danganronpa.
Yes, we did.
I guess like it could be a sort of like a. At least it kind of delves into
that is a horror
thriller.
That is horror.
Yes.
Kind of
stuff.
So
I guess I would count.
Danganronpa. Did you get to finish it?
No, I'm still like halfway through.
Give it a watch, and then we will talk about it. Yeah. It's a good one. I'm a fan of thriller mystery.
Yeah.
So the story of Danganronpa is the first one specifically is one that I'm like, oh wow, this is fucking awesome.
It is weird because from everyone I've heard, I remember when I mentioned like to some people, they're like, hey, like yeah, I'm starting like watching like the anime and stuff, and they're like why? Because they're mostly just like stuff from like people, like mostly like from people who were like they have played the games, like they have like seen like whatever like was shown like in the anime goes tenfold within the game.
Yes.
And then the visual novel. So like I can see like it's like I guess like it makes sense, like for like a fan of the series to like to see this like this is only like just tipping like just going at the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. There are the scenes in the game where there are moments in the game where you actually have to do the investigation yourself.
Yeah. So
you have to pick apart the individual pieces of evidence, whereas in the show, they just kind of gloss over the pieces of evidence that they find, and then it gets presented in the class trials.
Yeah.
In the game, you have to find the pieces of evidence yourself, so that you can use those to help you guys win the case and find the person who is actually responsible.
Yeah. I would love, at least I would like to go like sit down and like watch like a fucking Let's Play or whatever. But like those shits go fucking long. Like they go really fucking long.
There's also the sections where you have your free periods and you start to interact with the other characters in the game. So you start to create a bond with some of the other characters.
Yeah.
You pick your favorites, and of course with the events of the game, you develop an attachment. And as things happen, you become
go,
as things start to hit the shitter, you become a lot more invested, and what happens hits you harder.
Like you would feel like betrayal, or you would feel like utterly shocked at like certain aspects. Like, oh, I thought that was this, but now it's this. Holy fuck!
The relationship that builds between I forget what his name is. Is it Akatsuki?
I don't know.
No, Akatsuki's from Achise. I fucking forgot his name. And Mondo, the hall monitor and the biker leader.
Yeah. Like seeing that shit.
They get to know each other and yeah.
It was so goofy, like how they did it too. Like it's like they were trying to like how they can withstand themselves without fucking like suffering like heat strokes.
Gentleman's challenge.
Just being a
test of endurance.
Just being a sauna. Chill the fuck.
Endurance and resiliency.
Stupid.
And in that you find a bromance, and beneath the bromance you find his nucleus.
What?
Yeah, definitely. Check out the Danganronpa, man. The first one. If you love the first one, get into the other ones.
Like of all this stuff though, I gotta look into like horror themed music, read like horror stories, watch horror movies, but like horror video games, I can never fucking do.
What prevents you from doing them, do you feel?
I'm just scared shitless, bro.
Ooh,
it's you're always, whenever like you go to like those like other things, there's always a disconnect. Like you even if you get scared alongside the characters, you're still saving your thing. In horror games, you are the bitch that's gonna get like fucking you're gonna get strike down, you know?
Yeah.
You are the first contendant to see this jump scare.
Step right up.
You are stepping right up into I'm gonna show you a scary face, and you will shit your pants, guaranteed. Like that prevents me.
Recommendations for playthroughs and let's plays would be for you. I would recommend Silent Hill 2.
I've heard that's like the best one.
It's so good.
It's like,
3 and 2 are the recognized favorites. The first 3 are really.
Mm-hmm.
2 personally is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
If you want the ambience of horror, rather than just like the outright aggressive aspect of it, Silent Hill 2 does that really well.
Right.
And there is a story and a world built around it where you do get invested and you become immersed.
Right.
So I would suggest that. PT would be another good one, even though it is just a demo.
Yeah.
That one's really fucking
a
good.
demo that you can't really like play anymore.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
That's the thing.
Fuck. Watch a playthrough. Shit. Even though there are points where it does get repetitive. Even RE7 is pretty good.
Yeah, I actually would want to like get to like I have a copy, like at least I just get into the series in general. I have a copy of RE4, and like it's just sitting there, and I could just go and just play that shit. Like even though it's definitely not as like terrifying like as you would think of like the first like 3, whereas like you feel isolated or get through the shit. Like the fourth one is like more action.
Yeah.
Alongside horror. But I definitely want to jump into that kind of shit.
I would recommend that as well.
Yeah. So this is it. This is like the end of the.
We have reached the conclusion. We have hit the midnight hour. It is November 1st.
It is yes, yes. It is November of day.
The pumpkins are the pumpkins with the scary faces are coming down.
Take me back to November, please.
Do you remember the very first night of November? Fuck.
Alright, I'm the RATBOY,
the Shining Wizard,
and have a happy Halloween.
Keep the spirit alive.
Piss yourself.